unknown perception of what is going to be the end of his career. Is retirement looming this year? Is he going to extend with the Lakers, or is he going to go somewhere else and play season 24 and beyond? And I think the fact that they are toying with it and acknowledging it through these ads is saying something in itself. That is why you're having Rob Pelinka going into the season saying stuff like, I think it'd be a great thing if LeBron James would be to retire a Laker, because it's so imminent that you can't even avoid it in his commercial opportunities he has off the court.
Right. There was a time in which it would be inconceivable, not to quote the Princess Bride, but it would have been inconceivable to think of LeBron making a joke about the decision, something that for years afterwards he spent a lot of time thinking about whether or not that was the right mechanism. And now that time has arrived. Let's turn the page to something that we know is happening right now, Dave, and that's Luka's first full training camp with the Lakers. He hasn't played yet in the preseason, but what are his plans for the remainder of camp here?
Well, certainly the Lakers expect to have him on the court for maybe 2 or even 3 of the remaining 4 preseason games, and he'll get some reps with his new teammates and also get reacquainted with the guys he played with the end of last year. But part of the thing that Luka lamented at the end of last year, that there wasn't enough practice time for this team, and there wasn't enough time for them just to get to know one another and build that camaraderie. And so he's taken it upon himself to work on that. This summer, him and about a half dozen of his teammates went out to Las Vegas to the Sphere to see a Backstreet Boys concert. And today, after practice, he's taking all of his team on his own dime to the Porsche driving experience in Southern California. They're going to be going around the lap in 911s and GT3s. It's going to be the type of thing where you get your mind away from the basketball court. You get to see each other in a different environment, have some fun doing it, and build some memories that hope can take you through the lean times that are going to, of course, occur at any time over an 82-game season.
Okay, going around and driving some sports cars, that sounds like a lot of fun. I would love to do that for the NBA Today team building, but it may be more like go-karts, not quite sports cars. Dave McMenamin, thank you very much. All right, here's a look at the Lakers' remaining preseason schedule. They have 4 games left, including what should be a fun matchup against Luka's former team in Vegas on the 15th. Hopefully we see him in that one. You can catch it right here on ESPN. Before we move on from the decision part 2, you were a part of the decision, the original, the OG, Brian. What was your reaction to this little fake out here?
Well, we've heard of no-show endorsement deals. This is the exact opposite. This was requiring LeBron to go not only do the endorsement, but also access something in the decision that for years, well over a decade, was a third rail topic around him. The fastest way to end a conversation with LeBron or his close associates between about 2010 and maybe about 2022 was bring up the word the decision, because they were so deeply scarred. So as Dave referenced, the idea of LeBron joking about retirement makes it feel like he's getting more serious about it. The idea that LeBron will now basically joke about the decision, even if it comes with probably a pretty good check, indicates that he's gotten to the point in his career where he could laugh at something like that. It has been 15 years. It's been a long time. Yeah. But if I had told LeBron he would have been doing this commercial in about 2012, he would have laughed at me.
Yeah, there's some serious scar tissue that had to be worked through there. Let's talk about a more imminent decision here, and that is when we could see LeBron on the floor, because he's been dealing with that glute issue. Shams, what more can you tell us about his plan to get back on the court for the Lakers?
Like I'm told, LeBron James has started to ramp up here. He's doing a little bit on the court, but I'm told the expectation is still that he's likely going to be out for the preseason, the goal being to be ready for opening night on October 21 against the Golden State Warriors. So he's doing more and more on the court, starting to do more basketball activities, but we'll see if he's able to get a game in before the regular season.
Okay, and we're really hoping that we're going to see him in that opening night matchup between him and Steph Curry, because we don't know how many more we're going to get. That's a decision.
For the facts that sources told me that the New York Knicks emerged as the team in August that Giannis Antetokounmpo wanted to play for if he were to be traded outside of Milwaukee, if these two sides could reach agreement on a deal. And so the Bucks also picked up that phone call that the Knicks made. And I was told essentially from one source that this was an exclusive negotiating window that the Knicks had over multiple weeks in August. Leon Rose, the Knicks president, called John Horst, the Bucks general manager. These sides had multiple conversations. Offers were made. But there are two sides to this. The Bucks, I'm told, believe that the Knicks did not even offer a deal strong enough to continue these conversations. The Knicks believe, I'm told, that the Bucks never seriously considered a trade of Giannis Antetokounmpo this summer. And this all stems from the facts that Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Bucks still believe, is a guy that can help them right now win a championship. They still want to win with Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's what I'm told. John Horst told Giannis Antetokounmpo in their face-to-face meeting in late July that we can still win here with you. But clearly, Giannis Antetokounmpo aired his level of concern as well with the roster. And so that's where these two sides are at. And people in New York have known, going back to 2024, that if this point ever came, Giannis Antetokounmpo might actually want to play in New York. So they've had knowledge that this is a possibility for a little bit of time here. They had a window, no deal.
I think we're about to get to a moment of truth, and I think we've got basically a one-year timeline when you look at the future of Giannis in Milwaukee here.
Yeah.
Here's a player, if we fast forward to next summer, is extension eligible. And that is going to show a lot of us what his commitment to the Milwaukee Bucks is going to be. Because we know that 4-year, $275 million extension is going to be there next summer. And if he doesn't sign that extension, or maybe if this team struggles during the course of this year, that Milwaukee front office is going to have to make a decision before Giannis comes to them and forces their hand.
Well, and something that Shams laid out in his story is that Giannis signed an extension with the Bucks in 2021. He signed another extension with the Bucks in 2023. But is the window closed here? We're heading into training camp. Giannis has just joined this team in Milwaukee. He said when he got there, he told reporters meeting with him in person for the first time, he's excited about the youth of this group. Is there still a pathway?
So for the Knicks exclusive window, that window has shut. When we talk about windows, let's shut that window, because if this ever comes about where Giannis Antetokounmpo going into the season, he's going to start considering his best external options, that window with the Knicks has closed. So you look around the league, and he's going to continue, I'm told, to keep his options open and see how does the Bucks season start. The first quarter of the year is going to be very, very important. Stakeholders within the Bucks organization know this is somewhat of a make or break season for them. And his agent, Alex Saratzis at Octagon, he's been fielding rampant interest in Giannis since the May draft combine. He's going to be at the center of fielding and navigating this situation if it plays out into this season. Giannis, we know when the year begins, he's going to be focused. His numbers are going to skyrocket this year with the burden that he's going to have. But it's going to come down to wins and losses. John Horst and the Bucks, they believe this is a championship quality roster. There's been some questions Giannis has raised. Results will show themselves.
And John Horst and Wes Edens is who you were just seeing on your screen right there, some of the Bucks brass and decision makers. As we say hello to our brass, Brian Windhorst and NBA champ Kendrick Perkins joining us here with a little bit more reaction to Shams' reporting. Brian, how are folks around the league digesting the idea that Giannis may be at some point available depending on this first quarter, right? So that puts us at about December.